Who's going in? Jenny. So make it as explosive as possible, get down low, get close, and then back into the middle. So you can face me. 3, 2, 1, orange.
Fiona, just firstly to touch on, if you want to talk us through maybe some of your roles and responsibilities around the team.
Yeah, so my official title is Head of Fitness and Conditioning. But yeah, pretty much everything sports science related. Physical prep, activation, strength and conditioning, pitch loading, rehabbing players back once they're on pitch. Obviously, all of this I do together with the rest of the performance staff. So we've got the physios and then the sports science interns as well. So everyone sort of, does it together.
Obviously, you arrived and joined the coaching setup in the summer. How have you found those first few months in working with the girls and the rest of the coaching staff?
I've loved it, to be honest. It was a big change, and I wasn't really sure how I was gonna fit in or how I was gonna feel coming in. But everyone's been amazing. The girls, first and foremost, have been so respectful and patient. Obviously, I'm new into this role as well, so they've been great. They're so good to work with as well. They're so receptive and they want to do better and they want to learn, and you get so much energy from people when they're like that. So yeah, they've been a dream, to be fair. And then obviously the staff have been class. They've really supported me, helped me out. I've worked with a few of them before, both as a player and then when I was a kid as well. Obviously, David's been here for 100 years, so I worked with David when I was a kid here at Celtic and in the first team. So it's nice always having a familiar face. And then Elena I worked with in Sweden at Rosengård, so I know her as well. So yeah, it's been nice to come back and work with them again.
Yeah, you mentioned it's been a bit of a change. Obviously, you had your career as a player in Scotland, Sweden, and with the national team. How's that next step been, moving from a player to the sort of coaching side of things?
Yeah, a bit of a whirlwind, to be honest. I think you probably don't fully accept it ever. You're always going to think of yourself a bit as a player. But yeah, it's been a big year. It's been a lot going on, and I think the best thing possible to do was move on to something really quickly, and that's what I've done. And yeah, I don't feel like I've looked back at all. I'm really enjoying this side of things. I miss football. I miss playing, of course. I don't think that will ever go away. But what I'm doing now is the next best thing, and being involved in a team. I think that's what I was gonna miss the most, is you work together as a team and you're all going towards the same goal, and that's winning. And I've still got that, being part of something, and trying to give something to the girls that gets them over the line or gives them that 10% extra. It's really rewarding, and it's definitely filling that gap.
I watched an interview of yours previously where you said, the sports scientist side of things was something you're passionate about. So was it almost an exciting next step to make that move into that side of things?
Yeah, of course. I think obviously my career's been, I wouldn't change it for the world. I achieved more than I ever thought I would and lived my dream 100%, but I obviously was plagued with injuries, and big injuries at that. So there was a lot of time spent on the sidelines and a lot of time wondering what it was that I did wrong or what I could have done better. And I think that's sparked my interest in the sports science side of things. And obviously went away and studied that. And yeah, that's my motivation, really. I think I've landed on my feet here massively, and I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity I've been given. And I want to do it to the best of my ability and grab it with both hands. But I think as much as I can help prevent and help people get back from injury and do all those things that I was lucky enough to have help with over all those years, that's a really big motivation for me.
Yeah, just to touch a little bit on that, you obviously suffered injuries yourself. Again, was that almost something that inspired you to go into that, having sort of experience from people helping you through that as well?
Yeah, 100%. I think injuries were really hard, and there was some really difficult times, and I think what got me through all those injuries and got me back playing and still achieving things and still getting back to the level that I wanted to be at was the people. And I've said that numerous times. The people I was surrounded by dragged me through day by day, and obviously I'm very lucky to be supported both with my family and friends and stuff like that, but the people both in Sweden and at home were so pivotal in helping me through that, and rehab coaches, strength and conditioning coaches, physios, and then other players. And I know how important that was. Sometimes being injured isn't just physical and difficult in a physical capacity, it's much more difficult mentally. And I think that's where I can relate with players and notice if they need an arm round them one day, and sometimes you just need somebody to care and somebody to tell you it's like what you're doing is enough and how you're feeling is valid. And I think that's so important with the injuries that unfortunately do exist in the game. You're not going to eradicate them ever. So how we deal with them and how we support players, both mentally and physically, to get them back to their level is so important.
You mentioned sort of working with the players. Obviously, we've got a few coming back from all sorts of different injuries. How have they, do you think, taken to having that sort of support network? I mean, obviously it's been here before, but a new one in yourself, and does it help massively having someone they can turn to like that?
I hope so. You'll need to obviously ask them that question, but no, I think obviously I am inexperienced in this role, but I think what helps me is that I'm relatable and I'm still so close to the playing side of things. I've had a long career in different countries, and I think you learn so much being in different cultures, playing in different teams. I've played across quite a lot of generations, both in the national team and obviously in club teams, and I think you always learn from the people that you're surrounded by. So as much as I can give that experience back, or a word of advice, or just a bit of support, and sometimes they just need to moan, and they definitely do that sometimes, but I'm completely here for that, because I think in rehab sometimes there's maybe a narrative that you need to be positive and you need to always sort of be fine, and that's genuinely not the case, and it's impossible for that to be the case. You're in a difficult situation, so yeah, as much as I can be there for the girls in that respect, but also just physically getting them back to a level where they're so comfortable and ready to be back on the pitch and in and around the team and sharp enough to do that is important. And I think based on the number of injuries I've had, I think they obviously can relate to me in that respect, that we can chat about different things and have you ever felt like this or have you ever felt like that, and most of the time I have. So yeah, I hope that helps them. They definitely don't like some of the stuff that I make them do, but that's part and parcel of the job. It's not always being the good guy, is it? So
you touched on it a little bit. Obviously, you spent some time as your player here at Celtic. A lot's changed, including the facilities here at Barrowfield. How much does that sort of help the players and also you as part of the staff?
Oh, it's amazing. Weirdly enough, when I was here as a kid, that's when the plans got passed for this facility, and it's obviously a full circle moment when I've just come back and that's it, finally opened. So it's amazing. I mean, I think it's so high performance and that's what we want. There's nothing that we can't do here to make the girls better. It's a really nice place to be and work, and yeah, I mean that pitch is in the exact same location as where I used to train all those years ago, and where my desk is now probably is the location where my mum used to have to sit and eat her dinner in the car so I could train. So no, it's a really nice reminder of how far the game's come and how much, when you're in it, it's really difficult sometimes to not feel like the change is really slow. And I think when you look at that and then look from where we've come to where we are now, it's huge, and that's been something I've been very aware of my whole career. I've been in a generation that our job was to try and make change, and when you see things like this coming and being built, I think you feel like you've done an alright job in that respect. So yeah, I'm really proud to have been part of that generation, and also the generation before me gave me the chance to live the life and the career that I got to live. So yeah, it's a really proud moment actually.
obviously we're sat here in the gym as well. You know, how important is that side of things? Obviously that's something you cover as well, and is it maybe something that's been underappreciated until recently?
I mean, obviously I can't speak for anything that's happened before. I think the girls are in a really good place, strength and conditioning wise. It's really important. It's a massive part of the game now, both for injury prevention but also performance. So I think you'll find pretty much every professional team are doing a lot of gym work. What's really class about this gym is this is the gym we use for activation as well, so pre-training stuff. That's something I'm a massive believer in, is prepping your body and also your mind for going out and doing what you're doing on the pitch. So we come in here 30 minutes before every training session, and the girls get activated individually and different things depending on what we're doing on the pitch that day. So yeah, it's a really good environment to do that, and I think the gym is pivotal, and I think that's something the girls are quite aware of. So the buy-in's been excellent.
And finally, just to touch on, you know, it's obviously only been a few months in the role, but how much have you learned in that such short space of time?
Oh, hundreds. I think that's been the biggest thing, and something I'm very aware of is I'm right at the very start of this side of my journey. And that's something I'm very open about, and the girls know that as well, and that's what's been so amazing of how good they've been with that and patient, and yeah, like the feedback they give me is really helpful, and obviously we can work together to become better. And I learn every single day, every day on the job. I'm surrounded by people, obviously Katie, Isla, David Hartley's here. I'm very well supported by Andy Bowles at the first team as well, and I think just being surrounded by these people who are so good at their jobs and so highly thought of within their fields, I think it's impossible not to learn every day. So yeah, as I said, I'm so grateful to have the opportunity, and I do want to learn and want to get better, and I think in a job like this you never really stop learning. Things change, different ideas, different perspectives, and I think you have to be open to taking that in. So yeah, I feel hugely grateful for those people and being supported by them as well.